Okay, we'll move on and we'll talk about regular expressions in Stringer. Okay, so another great package to use is Stringer, and this is for trying to pull out information from string data, which is very common. So install Stringer, unload that up. Okay, and so with strings, basically you provide the function a string, okay, and then there's string detect, and you provide it a string and you give it a pattern, or basically something for it to look for, and it will say give you either true or false as to whether that pattern is present. Okay, there's string locate, and it will tell you where in the string that pattern is located. Okay, and it will return the start and end. And then string extract, it will extract the text corresponding to the first match of your pattern. Okay, so and then there's there's string extract, okay, which extracts the text, and then there's string match, which extracts the capture groups formed by parentheses inside the first match. So if you're using regular expressions, you have you can specify grouping, okay. And so we'll talk about regular expressions in further detail later today, or just in just a tiny bit. And then there's splits and replace, okay. And then almost all of these you have like a string extract underscore all, string match underscore all, okay, and string replace and string split. So these are all just different functions that are very useful for handling strings. So let's take a look. Okay, so here I'm giving the command string detect. Okay, I'm giving it a vector of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different strings. Okay, so this is 9 separate strings, and we're asking, do you see the pattern quick in any of these 9 strings? Okay, and it says I only detect quick in the second one. Okay, we ask what about the letter O? Is that in any of these? And it says I detect it in the third and the fourth and the sixth and the ninth. Okay, and then what about row? Okay, it says it has found it in the third. Okay, so that's just string detection, and that's just simple matching using our characters here. Okay, and we could have done any of these, string locate and string extract for any of these, and we would have gotten back just slightly different results. Okay, so if it was location, it would have said the first and last location in that particular string. Or extract, it would have pulled out. So when you do simple matching, just like the word quick or O or row, the match and the extract is just going to be quick O or row, right? Because you're just giving it this exact string, and we're saying, okay, pull out any instances where you've matched this exact string. So the only thing it's going to pull out is that exact string. So that's in of itself not interesting. All of these string functions, however, are made much more powerful when we use metacharacters or these special things. Okay, and so you have these things, and these all have special meanings when it comes to regular expressions. So an important thing is that if you want to actually match these literal characters, you have to escape them. Okay, so you have to tell our I want to actually match this literal thing, and you have to escape them. Okay, and so so here, you know, if you want to like if you want to match the bracket here, the literal square bracket, okay, you have to escape it, okay, and so to perform the escape, you've got to do a double backslash to do it, okay? Because yeah, so double backslash because the single backslash in of itself is a meta character. So you do the double backslash to extract the literal square bracket, okay? And that's important. So because sometimes you know, on a web page they might use parentheses to say something, okay? And if you want to match something that appears in parentheses, you're gonna have to use double backslash, and then you might see all of these slashes here and there, and you got to kind of parse them out yourself, okay? And so we have special characters. These are called anchors, and this means we want to match either the beginning or the end of a string. So you've got kind of the caret and the $sign, or you can do /a for start and /z for the end of a string. So perhaps you're only interested in the beginning or the end of a word, or beginning or end of a string, okay? And then we also have /b for a word boundary, okay? Word boundary basically means, like, you know, if you got spaces in between within the string, and it's gonna try to match things in between here, okay? This is gonna be a lot. So for example, we're gonna give the text is now, it's just one entry where it says the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and we're going to tell it to replace if it matches at the beginning of the string, because we've got the whatever you call this thing, the caret, replace that with the dash, okay? So when it runs there, it detects it detects it right here, and so it's going to replace it right there, okay? If we do at the beginning dog, it doesn't detect it because dog only appears down here, and so there's no match between beginning there, okay? And right here, if we do the $sign, there's no match because the does not appear at the end of the string, but if we do dog $sign, it does. So that appears there. So we do have a match. And again, if you don't want to, if you have a hard time remembering some of these things, you can use /a, but again, you need the double slash. Okay, so you know these are basically the same thing: /a or /z for the end. Okay, same ideas. This is doing. The little b is word boundaries, okay? So here we're putting in /b jumps /b. So basically, this says you need to have a word boundary, then the word jumps, and then another word boundary, indicating that basically the jumps forms the entire word, okay? And when it does that, we have a match because we've got the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It finds the exact match where there's word boundary, jumps, word boundary, okay? Whereas over here, I've got /b jump /b. So basically, word boundary, jump, no s, word boundary, and it finds no match because even though we have word boundary jumps, that's not a match because instead of a word boundary, we have the letter s. So that's not going to be a match, okay? We have capital B, okay? So this is /capital B, meaning non-word boundary, okay? So is there anywhere in the string where we have UMP, and on both sides of UMP, it's a non-word boundary, meaning it's still part of a word? Okay, and we have that because we have jumps. UMP is not, there's no word boundary on either side, so it finds the match. Okay. Whereas over here, if I put in non-word boundary jump, non-word boundary, it doesn't find a match because what it sees is word boundary jump non-word boundary. Okay, I don't know if I'm just jibber jabbering over here or if this all is okay. Yes, question.
So if you had word boundary at the beginning of jump and non-word boundary at the end of jump, then it would work.
Yes, we'll just try that. Okay, so I'll so we want to please. So let's just try this out. So this is what we have, and we're going to try. So you said you want word boundary for jump, non-word JUMP, but non-word boundary, right? And we would expect this to replace this part, right? So we'll just try that, and yep, indeed, exactly that happens. Okay, so because we have a word boundary right there. All right. Okay, and then we have character classes. So we have white space, little s slash little s, and then we have non-white space slash big S. We have digit characters slash little d, and then non-digit slash capital D. Okay, so a lot of times you can kind of think of the thing that you want: a space, word boundary, or digit, or think of that. And basically, if you want to select those, you use the little letter. And if you don't want that, you select the capital letter, okay? So it's like the little letter means you want it, the capital letter means you don't want it, okay? You want space, use slash little s. You want a digit slash little d. If you want word boundary slash b, okay? But if you don't want it, slash capital S or slash capital D, okay? Oops, and I didn't split this. So if you want a word character, okay, you're going to use little w. And if you don't want a word character, you use capital W, okay? A word character would be anything that's a letter or basically alphanumeric or underscore, okay? Counts as word character. You can also, so these are useful if you're just trying to say like anything that looks like a digit or anything that looks like a space or a word, okay? Oops, something just happened here. Are we okay? All right, if we want any character ever is the dot, okay? And so the dot is, it's like the wild card, and this will be like any character other than a new line character, okay? And this can be very dangerous, okay? But it's also very useful. And then you can also specify ranges of characters, okay? And you just put that in a square bracket, and you say ABC, and this will be A, B, or C, okay? Or A through Q, or, you know, things like that, digits 0 through 7, or you put a little caret in there and it says basically we don't want those things, okay? And then we have quantifiers, which we put in a star to say 0 or more. So, for example, the dot would be the any character. So dot star is something that appears quite a bit, and that's like select everything, okay? Because it's like any character, and we want 0 or more of them. So dot star was kind of like the select any and all, okay? A plus means at least one or more. A question mark is match 0, 1, okay? And then curly brace, this is match this exact number. Okay, and you can specify ranges, 3 or more, or you can do like 3 through 5, 3, 4, or 5 of these characters. Okay. And then so here's and then the question mark also serves to do something called ungreedy matching. Okay. So for example, here is we're asking it to match this thing called, we're going to say, look for the pattern where you see slash or bracket div bracket dot star, so any character or more, okay, and then it has to end with, or and find it until you match a closing bracket slash div bracket. Okay, so we look at this thing, okay, and we would say, okay, we can match it where here's kind of the opening one, and then here's kind of the slash closing one, right? But then the slash closing one also appears here, okay? And so we have dot star, and dot star means take any character and 0 or more of them, okay? So that basically means, okay, once we have this, then we're going to take everything in between 0 and, you know, these are all just characters of any kind, and we take 0 or more. And there's the question, do we stop here or do we keep going until we get to here? Okay, and that's the difference between greedy matching and ungreedy matching. Okay, so greedy goes for what's the most you can get. Okay, and then ungreedy says don't go for the most that you can get. Okay, so with without the question mark, it's going to include. It's not going to stop until it gets to the last slash div. Okay, and then with ungreedy matching, it's going to stop at the first slash div. So we get the you know, so here we see the you know, how string extract doesn't just pull the what you type in, but it pulls out the full match of what it gets. Okay, so we've got greedy and we have ungreedy matching. Does that make sense? What's going on there? Okay. Okay, and then and so this is with groups. I think this part is very impressive, or not impressive, but regular expressions. It's like if you can handle regular expressions, there's like, you can do a lot. It's very, very powerful. Okay, and so you can match things. Okay, and you can extract certain groups, and you can also say I only want to replace certain groups. Okay, and so we use the parentheses. Okay. Is there another word for parentheses? So you got square brace, curly brace, and then is it just bracket, or what? I don't know. What? Okay, well, parentheses. It's just so many syllables to say, right? 4 syllables. I just want like round brace or something. I don't know.
I think bracket means the same thing as parentheses.
Bracket. Okay, so we'll say bracket. Okay, so we've got bracket here, and this will match the text ABCD, but the capture group is just what's inside the brackets. Okay, you put in the question mark colon, and that's a non-capture group. Okay, and so here the brackets don't affect the capture, the matching. Okay, so here it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So it ignores basically the brackets. But then when it comes to grouping them, it's only going to group the things inside the brackets there. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so here we've got the text A, B, C, you know, A through J. And then the pattern that we're going to match is A through A, B, C, D. Okay, So when we ask for the extract, it's going to pull out that text. Okay? If we ask for the match, it pulls out the extraction text, but then it's creating a matrix here, and then the second column in that matrix is the matched group. Okay? And so, I mean, this part seems boring, but just imagine putting in wild characters here, or like those meta-characters where you can specify certain things. Now you can start pulling out cool stuff like area codes or whatever, okay, from a bunch of text, okay, and again, you can have multiple groups, and it's gonna match the full thing, and then it's gonna return the groups that you've asked for. All right. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here we're giving it a bunch of text. We asked, type in your phone numbers. Okay, and somebody said Apple, right? They're just being funny. Okay, someone typed it in. They used spaces to separate their prefixes or things like that. This guy used dashes, and this guy put in both the work and the home, and the home they use dots. Okay, so we're going to say what we want to match. Okay, and we've matched the pattern. We've grouped them into 3 parts. Okay, so first it's got to be the first digit has to be between 2 through 9, because no one's phone number will start with 1, right? And sometimes people type in a 1, at least in the US. You type in a 1 to indicate, like, I don't know, long distance or something, okay? And then so we basically says first digit has to be between 2 through 9, and then you need 2 more digits, 0 through 9. We could have done 0 through 9, or we could have just done /d, and we said we need 2 more of those, okay? So that's going to be something like that. Then we need 3 digits, and then we need 4 digits, okay? And we put those brackets in. And then here we said square brace is basically a range of acceptable characters, which is going to be a dash or a space or a dot here, okay? And so here, when it says, do you find the match? It finds the match right here. It finds the match right there, and it's only going to return with extract. It's only going to return the first match, so it just returns the work there, okay? If we did extract all, it's going to return back all of the matches. So it finds the match here, and then it finds 2 matches in this string, and it's going to extract them all. Okay, so string extract all will find all of the matches it finds, but now it has to return things in list form, which is fine. It's just it can complicate things. Okay, and then with string match, okay. So not match all, but with match, it returns, it finds the match, it extracts the full match, and then it returns our capture groups. And there's 3 capture groups that we have, right? So this is the area code, and then this is the prefix, and this is the number, okay? So it does that, and then, but remember that last one had both the work and the home. So if we did string match all, then we get a list where each element in that list is a matrix, okay? And so here with the match all, it returns both of the phone numbers, and it returns the capture groups for this, okay? And so you can do this. I have a few just kind of recommendations. There's you can test your regular expressions on this thing, and you can just say, like, let's say we want to match, what if we just want to match any word that starts with the letter O? How would we type that in? we want all words that start with the letter O in our text. Okay, so so one thing about this thing is that you don't need to do the double slashes for the thing. So with R, you have to do double slash, but here you don't. Okay, so we would say we want to start with a word boundary, right? And then we're going to do O, and then we're going to take any letters, any additional letters. So we basically want a W, and we are good with 0 or more of those, and then and it should end with a word boundary. Okay, so there we go. Okay, all words that start with O. We can do all words. We can give it like capital F or little f. Okay, and so this will be all words that start with a capital F or little f until we reach a word boundary. Okay. What if we want to extract sentences? So we would start with a capital letter, right? Okay, and then we want to go until we reach a period and a space. All right, so we're going to say, so we're going to basically, I'm going to just do dot star, and this takes everything, but we want to end with an actual, so I should ungreedy it, okay, and we'll end with a period. I guess that works. Okay, we just make our dot star ungreedy, okay, and then we say basically it starts with a capital and has to end by, well, I guess it should end with a period or a question mark or an exclamation thing, and I should let's see. Oh, and so we do get some complications when you have a period in there. So I have to think a little bit more about how to appropriately match this. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm working on a homework assignment for you guys that will involve just a little bit of web scraping, some regular text processing with regular expressions, okay, and then and I'll also dplyr, okay, because I think those aren't necessarily computational statistics per se, but being able to kind of handle your data and stuff is incredibly an important thing, and getting data from outside sources and pulling data from the web is also going to be very useful. And all of these things, they take time and effort, so that should be good. But are there any questions? Not right now? Okay. All right, if there aren't any questions, we'll end our discussion here today, and then and I'll post up kind of your third homework assignment in the coming days, and you can start taking a look at that.